So, hello everyone. Welcome in this first webinar of our season 3. We are very happy to welcome you all here together this afternoon. Today we are going to travel from south to north, and we are in the fantastic company of 3 ladies I adore so much. We will start with Emily of Scottsdale, who is here together with us. Then we will go to Sashiko from Sedona, and then we will end with Sherry from Flagstaff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat. These ladies will be more than happy to answer them on the end of the call. I am convinced that everything that this region has to offer, world-class museums, wellness, luxury resorts, activities, the City of Seven Wonders, Vortex, golf, everything. There will be no secrets anymore after this call. But like I said, if you have a question, please put it in the chat. These areas are really 3 gems where you can combine nature and everything what you can dream of. So this is the perfect destination for your clients to stay. There are some exciting things to do over there. So Emily, are you ready? I think the floor is yours, and I will let you share your screen and start.
Perfect. Well, thank you all for joining this morning. I'm really excited to share some information about Scottsdale with you. Let's see. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay, everyone can see the screen, right? I think so, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to get going. So as Elka so graciously said, I'm Emily, and I am your contact for all things Scottsdale. If you've never made it into Scottsdale, it's definitely one of those destinations that you need to go to see to really enjoy. The reason that we kind of kick off things south to north is Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport is right in our backyard. So I live in Old Town, and for me to get to the airport, it's about 15 minutes by car. While we do not, unfortunately, have direct service into Belgium at this time, we do have direct flights with American and British Airways daily, twice a day into London Heathrow. And then seasonally, we also have flights into Frankfurt, Germany with Condor. As we know, most of the international guests are going to be doing more of a touring itinerary. I do have approximate drive times with the car as well. So the south rim of the Grand Canyon is about 4.5 hours. Los Angeles is about 6 hours. That's a good route if you want to go to Palm Springs or Joshua Tree National Park. We also have Las Vegas and then San Diego, which is one of my favorite routes to kind of come from the south and do things a little bit more unique. And then to get to Sedona, it's about 1.5 hours, and to Flagstaff about 2 hours, which I'm sure the ladies will talk about a little later. For the next, I think I lost control of the presentation. Hold on one second. Okay, so something, sorry, formatting's a little wonky, but something that's important to know about Scottsdale is that we are about 40 kilometers north to south. So the reason I point that out is if you come to Sky Harbor, you go to Old Town, which is our city center, it's about 15-minute drive. But if you go all the way up to the north part of Scottsdale, where maybe you're going to do a hot air balloon ride, go to Four Seasons, it might be about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, purely based on that distance, and then the same east to west. Very easy to get around by car, but it is worth noting. We have over 70 hotels and resorts in Scottsdale, which we're very fortunate to have. Anything from a 10-room kind of boutique hotel all the way up to 750 plus rooms. A lot of 4- and 5-star hotels, boutique, those that have unique amenities and attractions. I'm just going to kind of point out a couple of newer products that are kind of coming online. We have the Hilton North Scottsdale at Cavison. And then Privado Villas, which is a luxury hotel within a hotel at Fairmont Scottsdale Princess. Next coming up, we have the SLS Scottsdale, the Ritz-Carlton at Paradise Valley, which opens late next year. And then finally, the Caesars Republic, which will be Q1 of 2024. Again, apologies for the formatting. I had to use a desktop version of Teams, so I think it's messing everything up. But we can always get you specific details if you need them after the fact. With all of these amazing hotels and resorts, you know, we have amazing spa products. So we have over 50 spas. What's great about our spa product is whether or not you're a hotel guest, you can still access the facilities. What I always recommend is, you know, booking your client's treatment kind of towards the end of the day, really maximize your time using those amenities leading up to it. We have these beautiful indoor outdoor spaces. And then in addition to that, you know, there's wellness opportunities such as, you know, meditation, sound healing, yoga, you know, high intensity interval training, etc. So lots and lots of things to take advantage of. Something that, you know, we like to point out is we have over 330 days of sunshine. You can see it poking out behind me at my house. And with that, you know, we've got this beautiful Sonoran desert. It's the only place that the saguaro cactus, the big one with the arms, actually grows naturally. It's the most lush and biologically diverse desert in the world. We embrace these outdoors. So whether you go kayaking, where more often than not, you get to see wild horses, whether you do a sunrise hot air balloon ride, off-roading, stargazing, there's tons of things to take advantage of. Something that I always point out about booking these outdoor activities is each experience is about 4 hours door to door. So you want to build that into your itinerary when you're, you know, adding it. While you can absolutely self-guide throughout all of the different areas, such as the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, you know, having a partner who can do a guided experience is really special. They bring snacks, they bring water, they bring sunscreen, but more importantly, they bring their knowledge and expertise about the desert and the plants and the nature, as well as the history. In Scottsdale, we're really lucky to have the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. It's the largest urban preserve in North America. So to kind of put it in perspective, it's about 36 times the size of Central Park, and it's completely protected land. So hiking, bicycling, horseback riding, or rock climbing only within the preserve, no motorized vehicles. Anything from a half-mile, you know, ADA accessible nature walk, all the way up to full-day challenging hikes. If you ever need recommendations, I'm happy to tell you which ones I would recommend because it's actually beautiful to get out there. As Elka pointed out, we are a very big golf destination. So we have 51.
Emily, we don't hear you anymore.
Yeah, sorry, someone muted me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Elka?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
So there's 51 premier golf courses. We're most known for our desert golf, which is going to be really challenging, more target style. Similar to those outdoor activities, you're going to need about 4 hours to play, even if you're a really skilled golfer. If you, like me, are not very skilled at golf, there's always a Top Golf option, which is really fun and a good alternative kind of nightlife that's fun for the whole family. Oh man. Oh no, the presentation. Sorry. I don't know what's happening.
Take your time, Emily.
It like told me I'm losing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so something that Elka knows about me is that I love a good restaurant. And in Scottsdale, we're very fortunate to have over 800 restaurants, and it continues to grow. So while you can get really great Mexican food and burgers and barbecue, we also have a lot of restaurants that use global cuisine influences. This salad, for instance, is one of the best things I've ever had. It's the chopped salad. It has really good textures. If you want the recipe, I have it. But it's just to show just how fortunate we are to have these mainly local restaurants. There are things that you can do, such as food tours as well, which is another way that you can kind of sample more than just one if you're here for a shorter time. While I know most of clients are going to be coming in the summer months, especially family or travelers, you know, we are a year-round destination. So winter, which is kind of December to February, as you can see, the average high is about 21 degrees Celsius with a low of about 4. Winter is one of my favorite times in Scottsdale. It's festive. You can see cactus with Santa hats or Christmas lights. There's activations and events that take place in Old Town, and we have Christmas at the Princess with ice skating and S'moreland and all of these wonderful things. So lots and lots of things to do. I love it because you can lay by the pool all day when it's like beautiful, and then at night sit by a fire and feel like you're in a wintry kind of destination. winter is important because it kind of kicks off our peak season. We're a little different than other destinations because our peak season is January to kind of mid-May. This year, we are home to the Super Bowl. So it will take place on February 12th, 2023. And this year it overlaps with this event. It's an actual PGA tournament called the Waste Management Phoenix Open. This is the famous 16th hole where there's a lot of like hole-in-ones and things like that. Over 260,000 people typically attend this event over the weekend. It's a lot of fun, whether you're a golfer or not. They do live concerts every night. And then in addition, we also have, you know, the Barrett-Jackson car show, we have the Arabian horse show, and then we kind of go into spring to keep the season going. This is the busiest for our destination. It's a great time to take advantage of, you know, dining or shopping outside, maybe going to Frank Lloyd Wright's Taliesin West, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, some shopping. And then you also have summer. So this is kind of the elephant in the room. We kind of have two seasons. We have dry summer, which you can see to the left, and then we have what's called like a more wet summer. Elka has experienced this firsthand, so I would be remiss to not talk about it. But
we've been at Scottsdale in Sedona.
May I ask you to keep your camera on mute, everybody, please? Please put your camera on mute. We can hear you in the call. Thank you.
So summer, you know, the second season, we get what's called monsoons, where it pours down rain for like an hour and then it's fine and sunny again. What's great about summer is this is when we have, you know, our lowest rates because it's our value season and exclusive experiences such as nightlife, concerts, and the Desert Botanical Garden does like a flashlight tour, which is really special. During the summer, it's a great time to take advantage of our indoor attractions such as Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West, the Musical Instrument Museum, which is the largest global collection of instruments in the world, super immersive with headphones, great if English isn't your first language. And then you have fall. Fall's a shoulder season for us. It's one of my favorite times because it stays a little warmer and consistent than spring, but the rates are a little bit more favorable. It's a great time to get into Old Town. So this is again, our city center. This is an aerial view. We have a beautiful canal that's remnant of the Hohokam Indians. I love this photo because it shows everything's built very low to the ground, and that's very intentional. This is that same view kind of looking from the street level. Unlike the city, Old Town is about 1.6 kilometers. There's free parking everywhere. It's extremely walkable, and there's different neighborhoods that you can kind of take advantage of. We have Fashion Square for name brand shops. We've got boutiques where you can get clothes and jewelry and house goods, as well as, you know, Native American art, jewelry, souvenirs. We have the historic district, which you can see old historic buildings and really feel that old Western charm that is remnant of our past. And then we have our arts district, which is hundreds and hundreds of galleries. Every night on every Thursday night, we do an art walk, which is a free event. They bring in musicians and artists into the gallery, which is really fantastic. In addition, you know, lots of nightlife opportunities in Old Town, whether it's Arizona wine tasting rooms, the winemakers bring their wine from other regions in Arizona and you get to sample them. There's breweries, cafes, restaurants, etc. And then again, a little bit of that old Western charm still left with the Rusty Spur Saloon. This is my contact details. Please feel free to reach out. Sorry, that was a little clunky with me trying to present and noise, but if you have any questions, let me know. Scottsdale, I always recommend at least 2 nights if you can book it. And we are a really great starting or end point to any of the touring itineraries. So with that, I will stop presenting.
Thank you so much, Emily. That was again very interesting. We know we have a lot to talk and a lot to say and a lot to share with our participants in this call. So now we will go to Sashi from Sedona, and Sashi, take it away.
Thank you very much. So let me share my screen. Can you see this okay?
Not yet, Sashi. Take your time.
I have it shared, and you still cannot see it?
No, Emily, did you stop sharing yours?
I did. Sachi, you
All
have
right.
to actually go into PowerPoint and click share screen, and then you can stop sharing in presentation mode and you should see it on your panel.
Okay, so where do I go in my PowerPoint?
Take the time, Sashi.
So let me escape. And do you go to share screen on the PowerPoint itself?
I went into presentation mode in PowerPoint, and then I used the share tray on Teams, and then I selected it from the option of extensions.
It worked when we tested this
Yeah, we
morning.
tested it 5 minutes ago. Well, just before the call, we tested it and it was working. Is it still open in your PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to see a screen, Sashi.
Oh, can you now?
And
see?
yes, we can. Yes.
Yay!
Perfect.
Sorry,
I will let you
about
take it away
that.
now. From here, you can take it away.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Sachi. I am with the Sedona Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Well, I am originally from Japan, but I fell in love with the beauty of Sedona. So I am so happy to have this opportunity to share with you about this destination. Like Emily mentioned, Sedona is about 90 minutes to 2 hours north of Scottsdale and Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. We are 2 hours south of the Grand Canyon and about 4.5 hours from Las Vegas. We have two main highways, State Route 89A and State Route 179. We have four main neighborhoods in Sedona: Uptown Sedona, the Gallery Row, West Sedona, and the Village of Oak Creek. Whichever way you drive into Sedona, you will be welcomed by the amazing Red Rock views. This is an image that you're driving in on State Route 179 to Sedona. And this is one of the All American Road, which is the highest designation of the scenic byways. If you drive down from the north, from the Flagstaff area, you will be driving through the Oak Creek Canyon on State Route 89A, which is the Rand McNally's top 5 most scenic drives in the United States, and you will arrive to the Uptown Sedona area here that you see. If you drive into Sedona from the west side on State Route 89A, you will be driving on Dry Creek Scenic Road. So whichever way you drive in, you will be driving one of the scenic roads in America. And this is a small town with wide open spaces. We are one of the international dark sky communities.
Take it easy.
And this is a great place for you to really enjoy from day to night. We always say the natural scenic beauty is our #1 attraction that is supported by wellness, outdoor adventure, arts and culture, and sustainability. You really need to stay long enough to experience it all. The average length of stay in Sedona is 3.3 days. Nearly 30% of our visitors stay more than 5 days. 55% said their stay in Sedona was too short, and almost 100%, 90%, 97% of our visitors say Sedona is an excellent or above average destination, and 85% strongly agree that Sedona is a sustainable destination. We do have very distinct high and low seasons. We are very busy in the spring and fall month, and then slower in the summer from June to August, and winter months from November to February. So it's very different in the state of Arizona. The high seasons, low seasons vary. So we really complement each other very well in the state. I always say Sedona could have become a national park. It's a beautiful, beautiful destination, but because we're not a national park, we were able to develop as a resort town. So there are a lot of amenities for you to choose from. We have over 4,000 rooms in Sedona. We are very excited that North America's first landscape hotel, Ambiente, is opening in December. This is one of the most anticipated hotel openings in America, so we're really excited about that. Miamo Destination Spa, which has been in renovation and expansion by the Enchantment Resort, now has an opening date of the February 2023, and they will offer all-inclusive 3, 4, 7, or 10-night journeys. Now I wanted to share with you some of the hotel properties that are very popular with the European visitors and available through your distribution system. In Uptown Sedona, we have Best Western or Robley Hotel. And then on 179, Poco Diablo Resort, which is going through multi-year renovations. Their lobby area and the restaurant is complete and looks very amazing. In West Sedona, we have Skyrock Sedona, Andante Inn, which will be rebranded as Aiden Sedona by West Western, and Courtyard by Marriott. And then in the Village of Oak Creek, we have Hilton Sedona Resort at Bear Rock, which is our largest property with 221 rooms. And then we have the Element Sedona, and then the Holiday Inn Express. So you do have great variety of options for your clients to choose from. And then dining experience in Sedona is amazing. We have over 50 restaurants for a small town of only 10,000 people. So we get over 3 million visitors. So as a resident, I am very lucky to be able to experience those restaurants, and many of them come with amazing views of the Red Rocks. We do have over 80 shops and galleries in Sedona. The shopping experience in Sedona is very different from big cities. We don't really have big brand name shopping malls, but we have a lot of small galleries and shops that you can find one-of-a-kind items. Land tours are abundant in Sedona. Probably the Jeep tours are most participated activities in Sedona. Many Jeep tour companies are permitted to offer different type of tours with different themes. And trolley tours are often said to be the best first things to do in Sedona. And then you may see some of your familiar friends here when they visited Sedona and took some tours in our beautiful city. We have hot air ballooning and helicopter tours, which are often on many people's bucket list items. We have over 650 kilometers of trails in Sedona. So of course, hiking is a very popular activity. And we do have guided tours by the companies that are permitted by the U.S. Forest Service. Of course, road biking and mountain biking are very popular, and we also have a lot of companies that rentals are available. Also, e-bikes have become very popular, and we do have rentals and tours as well. Another way to enjoy the backcountry of Sedona are the ATV tours and rentals. There are many, many places that you can rent those vehicles. And then some of the Western experiences, we have horseback riding or cowboy cookouts that are very popular for our visitors from Europe. And then we are very rich with the Native American culture. There are many heritage sites that you can visit in Sedona. And also Native Americans consider Sedona area very sacred. they would come for different rituals and ceremonies in Sedona. And then in early 1980s, there was a spiritual psychic who visited those areas and ceremonial sites and said 4 locations in Sedona have very spiritual energy. So those become very popular, and she called those vortexes. Those are the 4 main vortex sites, and she mentioned that every vortex site have different healing properties, and we have become known as the metaphysical and wellness destinations. There aren't many places in the world that so many vortexes are concentrated in a small place. So many people say Sedona itself is a vortex. So because of that, we do have a lot of wellness experiences. Yoga programs, meditation programs are very, very popular. If you want to go deep, we have a lot of experiences such as aura balancing, aura photography, psychic readings, hypnotherapy, past life regressions. And there are many service providers who can create multi-day spiritual retreat programs. And then I wanted to touch a little bit about our sustainable efforts. Sedona was the first destination in Arizona to launch the Sustainable Tourism Plan. And under the Respect Red Rock Country umbrella, we have introduced a lot of initiatives. One of them is the Sedona Cares Pledge. We are asking our visitors to take the pledge before they come. So we really encourage you to encourage your guests to take the pledge before they come. We introduced a program called the Sedona's Secret 7. There are popular activities on the Forest Service land: hiking, biking, stargazing, picnicking, and sunrise, sunset viewing. And we introduced 7 locations under those 5 categories that are lesser visited, so people can experience a closer to nature, more of the solitude kind of experience in the Red Rock Country. We became the destination partner with Leave No Trace organization, and really trying hard to educate our visitors about the Leave No Trace 7 principles. And there are many Sedona businesses that became the Leave No Trace supporter, part of the Leave No Trace supporter program. There are opportunities for tour operators to become our Leave No Trace supporter part of the program. So if you are interested, please let me know. I can show you how to do that. We worked with the City of Sedona to introduce the Sedona Shuttle, which is the trailhead shuttle that has 2 routes that runs from Thursdays to Sundays. And then the Verde Shuttle connects Sedona and Cottonwood, and there are multiple stops within the Sedona proper. So this is a great way for visitors to explore Sedona without driving their own vehicles. Many of our off-road touring companies and rental companies formed Red Rock OHV Conservation Crew, and they partnered with Tread Lightly, and they are really trying to educate our visitors about the off-roading ethics, and they work with the U.S. Forest Service to maintain the trails. Now I wanted to talk about some of the day trip opportunities from Sedona. You know, Sedona itself has a lot to do and see, but we are so lucky that we have so many places that people can use Sedona as a base and visit. Here are the communities in the Verde Valley area. And Cottonwood is the center for the Verde Valley Wine Trail. And there are so many wineries and tasting rooms in our area. Many people get surprised that Arizona is known for wines, and 25% of Arizona wines are produced in our area. Jerome is an interesting town. It is called America's largest ghost town. It was a thriving mining town before. And then in early 60s, hippies found this place and revived it as a kind of funky, artsy town. Clarkdale is the home to the Verde Canyon Railroad, and they offer a 4-hour train, and some tours are shorter with themed tours like the Christmas trains, but they offer local wines, local beer, great way to enjoy the scenic beauty of our area. And then Camp Verde has Out of Africa Wildlife Park, a couple of wineries, and they have the Cliff Castle Casino by the Yavapai Apache Nation. As I mentioned, we have a lot of Native American heritage sites. We have 2 national monuments, Montezuma Castle National Monument and Well, and Tuzigoot National Monuments, which are great places to visit as well. And then the northern part of our state, there are many, many internationally known destinations as well. Antelope Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and the Grand Canyon National Park, those are probably the most popular day trip destinations from Sedona. And then you can make a trip to the Petrified Forest National Park, Monument Valley, or Canyon de Chelly from Sedona as well. And then, of course, you don't really have to leave Sedona because Sedona is so scenic, and there are so many beautiful scenic drives that I can share with you if you're interested in receiving those maps of the scenic drives to share with your clients. So Sedona is a great place to do a lot of things from early in the morning from sunrise to sunset and then to enjoy the evening skies. You know, Arizona is such a diverse state. You saw in Emily's slides that you see the Sonoran Desert, and then you come up to Sedona and you see the high desert ecosystem. And then when you drive up to Flagstaff, that Sherry will share with you, they have the world's largest ponderosa pine forest. So you can create such a diverse, great itinerary by using our destinations in Sedona, in Arizona. So if you have any questions about Sedona, please do feel free to contact me. Here is my contact information. And now I wanted to close this and have
Thank-
Sherry take this over. So
Thank you, Sashi. I am so convinced I need to come back soon to Scottsdale, to Sedona. I liked it so much, and Flagstaff too. So I can't wait to be back anyhow. I confirm it's the perfect place to stay for clients. So
thank you very
Sherry,
much.
Sherry, are you ready? Are you going to say? We are sharing we are sharing your presentation for you. Do you just want to say the slide and then we move the slide?
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Sherry, take it away.
Well, first of all, good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining us, and Elka, thank you for setting this up. If you haven't been to Flagstaff, Arizona, then you may not know that we are absolutely nothing like Sedona or Scottsdale. Next slide, please. We are Arizona's four-season destination. As you can kind of see on the map where Flagstaff is, we're 2 to 2.5 hours from Phoenix, Scottsdale area. We are about 45 minutes north of Sedona, and we truly are the heart of northern Arizona. As you can see in red, all the national parks and national monuments, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Next, please. We are called the City of Seven Wonders, and I think all of you have heard of the Grand Canyon National Park. Grand Canyon is simply an 1.5-hour drive from Flagstaff. We are, as I mentioned, sort of the heart of northern Arizona. We are the largest town in northern Arizona with a population of about 72,000 residents and another 22,000 university students. We are also a college town. So we are also, Sachi mentioned Sedona, we are also a great hub and spoke destination as well. So our first national wonder is, of course, the Grand Canyon. Next, please. Our second national monument in City of Wonders is Wapatki National Monument. This is an 800-year-old pueblo from the Senegwa Native Americans that settled here almost 1,000 years ago. It is absolutely stunning, and you can see a little touch of Sedona, but that's about the only probably resemblance to Sedona that you will see in the Flagstaff area. Next. So in addition to Wapatki, our second national monument is Walnut Canyon. This is just 15 minutes from downtown Flagstaff. Again, completely different from Wapatki, completely different from the Grand Canyon, and just a short distance from town. Next. And our third national monument is Sunset Crater. This is about 25 minutes from downtown Flagstaff. And we want you to understand, know about these, because I think a lot of people think that the Grand Canyon is really of course it's the most iconic, but it's not the only iconic monument or national park or state park that is in northern Arizona. Next, please. Next wonder is our San Francisco Peaks. So I mentioned we are a four-season destination. Our town is located at over 2,100 meters, and the peaks that you are looking at are the highest peaks in Arizona. Mount Humphreys, the highest peak, goes to over 3,800 meters. So we are in winter right now. Our high today will be about 8 degrees, still very beautiful for the winter months. Often we tend to have snow just on the peaks and not in town. That's more typical than not, but certainly you can see the beautiful scenery. Next. And Coconino National Forest, we are located in one of the largest national forests in the United States. Coconino National Forest has over 1.8 million acres in the forest. It is, again, 4 seasons. People come to Flagstaff because they want the outdoors. They want to go hiking. They want to go biking. They want to go skiing. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. You can see wildlife. You'll see deer. You'll see elk. It's quite beautiful and completely, as I mentioned, different than the desert and high desert areas of the Scottsdale area and Sedona, but yet so close. Next. And finally, something that we share with Sedona. Sachi mentioned Oak Creek Canyon, which is partially in Yavapai County, where Sedona is, and partially in Coconino County, where we are located. So you have this beautiful canyon drive from Flagstaff down to Sedona or vice versa. And again, you saw from her slides how much in those 45 minutes, how much it actually changes on your drive. Next, please. Close to us is also Meteor Crater. We are actually and have been celebrating our lunar legacy. We have actually trained every astronaut that walked on the moon in 1969. We are training astronauts now as they are continuing the moon missions. We work with NASA and the United States Geological Service for all kinds of training. Science and geology are very, very important to our area and have in many ways defined us. Meteor Crater is one of those exceptional attractions that is roughly 40 minutes, about 40 minutes east from Flagstaff. So again, something you can do in a morning or an afternoon. Next. Our historic downtown 2 years ago during the pandemic, when everybody had time to think about new things and maybe or maybe not visit, we had MSN.com come out and they have listed Flagstaff as one of the 10 most charming historic downtowns in the United States. We are walkable, we are local, we are safe. It's a beautiful town. It sits right next to the university, so you'll see a lot of university students walk around. The top right picture that you're looking at is not only our visitor center, it is also the Amtrak train station. So you can take a train from Los Angeles to Flagstaff if you prefer to do that as opposed to drive or fly. Next. We also have 22 kilometers of Route 66 that goes through Flagstaff. And if you know anything about Route 66, you'll know it's a very, very popular not only road trip destination, but also certainly for motorcycles. We see a lot of Harley Davidsons and motorcycles come through as they're going through potentially from Santa Monica, California, where it starts, up to Chicago. Many people do the entire drive. So we are part of that fabulous history. Next. We are Arizona's craft beer town. Sedona is, of course, in the wine country, and Sachi talked about that. We are actually the sister beer city. So we have all these are local breweries. They are all but one are walkable within the historic downtown area. And we do have a brewery trail. So think about that next time you are visiting, or you're sending some of your visitors to make sure they try some of the Arizona brews. Next. Flagstaff in the last, really, I would say even 10 years has changed dramatically. Like Scottsdale and Sedona, we are a forest to table restaurant community. We have everything from the Route 66 diners to very, very fine dine restaurants. On the bottom left where you see Atria, that is one of our newest fine dine restaurants. Chef is a James Beard nominated chef. So you can do a little bit of everything. I consider ourselves really a moderately priced town. We are not really known as a luxury town, but we do have luxury elements to the destination. So if you want a fine dine dinner, lunch, breakfast, we have that available. Next. And Sachi mentioned dark sky cities. Flagstaff actually was the first international dark sky city back in 2001. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in the next couple of slides, but you can see the naked eye, with the naked eye, you can see the Milky Way from downtown. Flagstaff, we have very, 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 very strict lighting laws. All of our lights must go down. They can't go up into the air. And that includes residential lights as well. So you really do get a beautiful, clear view of the night sky. It's a great place for stargazing. Next. And this is really one of the biggest reasons why. Low Observatory, which is one of the most prestigious observatories actually in the United States. They are a research observatory. I mentioned our Lunar Legacy. They work very, very closely with NASA. And it's an amazing attraction. It's one of our top 2 attractions. They're open year-round. They are open every day, where you can actually go in and do some solar viewing, come back at night with no additional ticket price, and do some stargazing. The telescope on the right is 126 years old. It was used to start doing the mapping. The telescope that is not featured here actually discovered Pluto. So we are the only observatory actually in the United States that has discovered a planet. The top left picture is the new Giovanni open air observation deck, which opened just before COVID hit. And they have 6 brand new telescopes and a beautiful open air deck. It's a $4 million project. And you will be hearing more about the new Astronomy Discovery Center that will be coming in early 2024. This is a $50 million astronomy center with actually an open air planetarium with heated seats, etc. So it's going to be quite extraordinary. So we'll keep you posted on that. Next, please. We also have museums and mansions. So to the left is the Museum of Northern Arizona, which is a great, not only attraction, but a great resource for those visitors who really are interested in our Native American communities. We do border the Navajo Nation, the Navajo Nation is the largest reservation in the United States. So you will see a lot of the Native American culture in and around Flagstaff. The top right is the Pioneer Museum, learning a little bit about our history as a logging and we really kind of started out as a train community as trains started coming through with freight from the East Coast to the West Coast. And that's really sort of how Flagstaff got developed. We are a train town. And the bottom right is the Reardon Mansion, these were two brothers that actually were two of the founding members from Ireland of Flagstaff, and you can tour their mansion. Next. In the summer, this runs really the end of May through about mid-October. The Arboretum is open. It sits at the base of the San Francisco Peaks. It's a beautiful outdoor attraction that is both educational and just really quite stunning to see. Next. And we also have the United States' largest adventure park, literally 5 minutes from downtown Flagstaff. This is Flagstaff Extreme. They are celebrating their 10th anniversary this year. Everything from adventure courses of all levels to zip linings. They are also open year-round. Next. And yes, there are more things. You can see a picture on the left side there talking about our lunar legacy again. These were some of the astronauts that were here back in the 60s that were training at Meteor Crater, at the Grand Canyon, in Flagstaff, at Sunset Crater prior to heading to the moon. The rover that they are standing in front of was actually built in Flagstaff. The current rover that will be heading to the moon again is being built in Flagstaff. So for those people really that have an interest in really this type of science, it's a great place. We also have the Alpine Peddler, a great way on the top right, how to get around town with some of your friends. And we are also Arizona's festival town. We have about 30 festivals throughout the year. So if you happen to have visitors here, make sure they check out our website to find out what's going on. Next. Our biggest attraction is our ski resort. So our ski resort opened about 2 weeks ago, Arizona Snow Bowl. In the winter, it is, of course, alpine skiing. In the fall, it is beautiful aspen trees. And in the summer, it's really kind of an outdoor family center. You can see the gondola on the left. These are our new gondolas. They will take you up to the top of the mountain. So actually to about 3,600 meters during the summer months. The views are incredible. They started actually doing sunset tours, so you can watch the sun go down over the mountains. And in the daylight hours, you can actually see the red hue of the south rim of the Grand Canyon. So the views really are quite beautiful. Great attraction. Next, please. And we do have a Nordic Center, not that people are going to be coming to Flagstaff necessarily for Nordic skiing, but we do have, I see we have a picture on the side. Sorry about that. We have our Arizona Nordic Center, which is also year-round. And you can see in the top right, they also have yurts for people that are a little more adventurous, and camping, RVs, that sort of thing. It's about a 30-minute drive from downtown Flagstaff. And lodging. At the moment, we have several hotels that are about to open, but to give you a rundown, we do have about 5,500 rooms in the Flagstaff area. Most of them are of moderate. We have a lot of select service. However, on the bottom left, you'll see we also have historic hotels. This is the Weatherford in downtown Flagstaff. We have the top left is Little America. Some of you may be familiar with Little America, which is our 4-diamond hotel. We have new B&Bs that have opened. We have cabins, mountain inns, and a lot of extended stays. Next. So a couple new openings. We have an 8-in by Best Western. This was a hotel that was actually built in the 60s. They completely gutted it. And this is about to open hopefully the next 45 to 60 days. So it actually sits atop of the hill as you come into Flagstaff. So it has some beautiful views. And you see they've gone more for the modern take, but you also have a lot of local elements that they've put in this hotel. Next. High Country Motor Lodge opened in June. They are probably they've probably gotten more buzz than just about any hotel that has opened in the last couple years. This is, I wouldn't call it a boutique hotel. It's roughly around 100 rooms, but it acts like a boutique hotel. It's a very upscale hotel and yet very casual. So this has become really a great new option for Flagstaff. Next, please. And the Hyatt Place in Flagstaff is a brand new build. I think you all know what Hyatt Places look like, but that will be, they are actually about a block off of Route 66 and just minutes, really about 2 minutes from downtown Flagstaff. So a great location. Next. And a few other additions. We have Bespoke Inn coming in Flagstaff. They were hoping to be open by now. Their sister hotel, the Bespoke Inn Scottsdale, of course, has been there for several years and is a beautiful inn. This will be an 11-room inn in downtown Flagstaff. And then to the bottom right, this is a Route 66, a true Route 66 motel that they have also gutted. This will be an adult only with a little speakeasy. It's only 29 rooms. More of a higher end look, but they've retroed everything. So really, they wanted it to look like it did from the outside in the 60s, even though everything is new. And we are Arizona's winter destination. So as I mentioned, the ski resort is open right now. We have a snow park. The top right, every New Year's Eve, we have a pine cone drop. And North Pole Experience is one of our biggest attractions in the winter. Next. And I mentioned this, so I won't talk too much about this, but yes, you can get to Flagstaff by train on the Southwest Chief Line by Amtrak. And that is my presentation. I hope that I've allowed you to sort of have a new look on Northern Arizona. This is what we will be looking like in a couple weeks as the snow begins to fall. We do make snow for the ski resort, but this is what we look like pretty much throughout the winter. Snow on the peaks and not quite as much on the ground, but beautiful destination if you care to come in more of the off season. And that's my presentation. Please let me know how I can help you. Elke, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sherry, for this interesting presentation. There is really something for everyone in Flagstaff. So, well, that counts for the 3 destinations. I have seen it and I can only confirm it. I would like to ask, is there anyone who has questions in this call? You can go ahead and put them in the chat. Those 3 ladies are all ears to reply if you have a question for them. So please go ahead if there is anything you would like to know. We will just have a minute of waiting. Maybe everything was very clear, ladies. Check. Don't be shy. If there are any questions, go ahead. And otherwise, you have their contact. You can always reach out to them and to me if you want their contact or if there is something else you would like to need. Anyhow, this webinar was recorded and will be sent to you with the next newsletter. I think there are no questions, so it looks like everything was very clear. Thank you to our guests. Thank you all to all of you as well in this call for the time you take and to be our ambassadors of the United States. We really appreciate taking you the time to be here together in our call. Next month, we will have the webinar on December 20th, so 1 week earlier than normally. And it will be Rio. I think it will be Peter, but I'm not sure about that. But Rio will be our next guest. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. It was a pleasure to have you all in this call. And yes, Visit USA loves you. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Happy
Have a
holidays.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.